How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka after our soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2023 biographical epic thriller drama film, and that is, of course, Oppenheimer. Now, this is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite filmmakers that's working to this day, and this film tells a true story where we follow an American scientist named J. Robert Oppenheimer, who in the film is portrayed by Cillian Murphy, and this film shows about his life as well as his role of the development of the atomic bomb that was created during World War II. So that's pretty much the story of Oppenheimer. Now, of course, this was one of my most anticipated movies of this year. Like, I was so hyped for Oppenheimer, and there was a lot of reasons why I was looking forward to this movie. One is because this was a new film by Christopher Nolan, and like I said before, I'm a massive fan of Christopher Nolan, and he is one of my favorite filmmakers that's working to this day. Like, he's achieved so many great films over the last few years, namely the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Dunkirk, Interstellar, Tenet, and so many other films. And another reason why I was looking forward to this film was because of the cast. Like, you've got some huge name actors here in this film, namely Cillian Murphy, whom he has worked with Christopher Nolan before in the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and Dunkirk. But this is actually the very first time that he's been cast in a huge role here in a Christopher Nolan film here, because for the last few Christopher Nolan films he's done before, he mostly played like supporting characters, but here he plays a huge big role here in this film. So I was really excited to see what Cillian Murphy was going to do here for this new Christopher Nolan film here. And as for the cast members you got in this film, you've got Emily Blunt, who I think she's become a really great actress. Like, she's appeared in some really great films over the last few years, namely A Quiet Place as well as A Quiet Place Part 2. And you also have Matt Damon, whom he's one of my favorite actors ever. So I was really excited to see what he was going to do here for this new Christopher Nolan film here. And you also have Robert Downey Jr., who I think is a really charming actor. And, you know, he's just a really fun guy to watch and all that for the films he's done over the last few years, namely in the Sherlock Holmes movies, the ones from Guy Ritchie, and, of course, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Iron Man. And you also have Florence Pugh. I think she has become a really great actress from the films that she's done over the last few years, namely Fighting With My Family, Midsommar, Little Woman, Black Widow, and many other films she's done over the last few years. And once I saw the trailers for this film, I was massively hyped for this film. Like, I was just like ready for this film and all that. And there was a few other things I was really surprised to see with this. What I was really surprised to hear about this film was the fact that this is the longest Christopher Nolan film here, because this is 3 hours long. And his previous films were under the 3-hour mark. Like Interstellar was 2 hours and 49 minutes, and The Dark Knight Rises was 2 hours and 46 minutes and all of that. So I was really excited to see what Christopher Nolan was going to do here for this new 3-hour film here. And I was also surprised that this was R-rated as well. And he hasn't done a film like this in a while. Like, the last time he did it was like over the last few was like 2 decades ago, which was in 2002 with his film Insomnia. So I was really excited to see. So I was really intrigued to see what Christopher Nolan was going to do here for this new R-rated film here and all that. And I saw this film on opening day, which was on the 21st of July, and there was a lot of people on the screen that I was in, since this was one of the biggest releases that was coming out in July and all that. And after watching this whole film here, I gotta say, hey guys, that I can definitely say this is definitely a new masterpiece by Christopher Nolan here. I absolutely loved Oppenheimer, and I can also say as well, it's definitely another one of my favorite films of 2023 here as well. When it comes to the direction by Christopher Nolan in his movies, they are usually outstanding. And as for this film, it is once again outstanding here. Like, he manages to capture every single moment throughout the entire film here so spot on here. From the visual effects, which I thought the visual effects here in this film were absolutely dazzling here for the moments that require those moments. Like, there were some scenes where we get to see the mind of Oppenheimer, which I thought those moments in the film were absolutely gorgeous and all that. And as for the writing for this film, it is very well written, yeah, very strong here for the amounts of heavy dialogue that's been thrown into this film, which I thought those moments in the film were absolutely spot on here. And if you're a fan of films that requires heavy dialogues, this is one for yourselves, yeah, because like I said, the dialogue in this film is just fantastic, yeah. And as for the timing for this film, it is depicted very well done here. Like, this film does jump back and forth for each different year that we see in the film, which I thought all of that was very well done here. And as for the cinematography in this film, I thought the cinematography here for this film was absolutely stunning here for the amount of technical aspects that this film uses here, as well as for some scenes in the film that do feel like I was watching a documentary here, which I thought all of that was fantastic as well. And as for the music for the film, I thought the music here for this film was great here by Louis Göransson, and I think he has definitely become one of my favorite music composers that's working to this day. Like, he's made some really great music over the last few years for films such as Black Panther and Tenet, which that was the previous Christopher Nolan film here. And as for the story for the film, it is complex, very well done here. It is very well complexed here through how people viewed Oppenheimer and all that, from his mind and his legacy and all that, and how people viewed it and all that after he made the atomic bomb and all that. Which I thought all of that was very well balanced here and all of that. And as for the performances here for this film, everyone was fantastic here. Like, Cillian Murphy was phenomenal here, and this is gonna be one of his best roles here. And I can definitely see him being nominated for the best actor award of the Oscars next year here. And he probably I think he definitely deserves it here. He would definitely deserve that because, like I said, he's phenomenal here, and he just manages to deliver every single scene here throughout the entire film so well done here from his incredible performance here. And Emily Blunt, who plays his wife in the film, was also fantastic as well. Matt Damon was also fantastic in the film as well. Florence Pugh was great in the film as well. But for Robert Downey Jr.'s performance here in this film, this is gonna be one of his best roles here. Like, I've never seen him do much serious roles here because, you know, I mostly kind of see him being, you know, a fun, charming guy in some movies, like namely in Iron Man, because in those films he's mostly plays like the same kind of character and all of that, for being, you know, a really fun character and all that. But for here, this has got to be one of his best roles here, and I can definitely see him being nominated for a Best Supporting Actor award here because he definitely deserves it, because he really blew me away here throughout the entire film here for every single scene that he's in this film. And as for everyone else who were in the film, I thought they were all fantastic in this movie as well. And as for the pacing for the film, it is very well paced and all that, despite the film being 3 hours long. And like, the film manages to get straight to the point and all that when we get to see Oppenheimer himself, as well as like his involvement with the bomb and all that, and in the whole aftermath of the whole atomic bomb and all that. So overall, in the end, guys, Oppenheimer, this film is absolutely magnificent here. It's definitely another Christopher Nolan masterpiece here since the Dark Knight trilogy and Inception. And if you are a massive fan of Christopher Nolan like I am, or if you're just a huge fan of the cast who are in this film, this is one you don't want to miss out for yourselves. Yeah, and I highly recommend you see this one with your best friends here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Oppenheimer. I'm going to give Oppenheimer 5 out of 5. Yep, not a single flaw to pick out with this movie because, like I said, I absolutely loved everything about this film. This is indeed another masterpiece by Christopher Nolan here, and I do recommend everyone should see this film here. It is definitely one of the best this year as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my AK After I Saw review on Oppenheimer, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you absolutely love this film, or was this not really a cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.